Welcome to More Than Mindset, the only podcast that bridges the gap between spirituality and success. Go beyond the mind with clarity and confidence coach Kim Guillory and learn how to integrate your passion to serve with your skills and experience to create a business you love. Let's get started.
Hello, and welcome back to the show. All right, here we go. This is going to be I wasn't even sure what to call it. This is going to be an awakening moment or episode for some of you, and for others, it's going to be refreshing. So for some, you're going to be like, what are you talking about? And others, you're going to be thanking me for understanding, for witnessing what you are experiencing right now, which feels not good. Not good. So this week's show is about battling old ways, battling old beliefs, staying on the trajectory of moving forward, continuing to press through the changes required for you to create this new identity who's going to go and get the results that you want. This is not easy, my friends. It's not easy. I don't know where we get the idea that it's easy. I think it's because we see someone else's results and we're like, oh, it's possible and they look fine and I could do that too. But what we don't realize is everything that they had to go through in order to get those results. But I am determined and I am committed to sharing all of it with you because this is not easy. It's very uncomfortable for my clients. And the psyche, the ego, that part of ourself that is the old identity wants to hold on. It wants to like cling and stay right here, even though you don't like it, even though it's uncomfortable, even though it's not what you want. It is easier to just stay in the mess or in the mud than it is to go out there and do something different. That is very scary for your brain. Thinks it's going to die. If I don't know what to do, everything is going to go wrong. And yet here you are wanting to do something you have never done. So of course you don't know how to do it yet. So what I am witnessing for myself and for many of my clients right now, especially the ones that are new to the integrative mind-body coaching and haven't been through like the curriculum and really understanding the mindset as well as what is going on in the nervous system whenever you are in the midst of change, when you're trying to grow and develop a business, or when you're learning a new skill set, and not having the understanding of just how hard change is, it can really trip you up and make you feel like you're going a little mad. So I get it. I'm with you. I hear you. And I agree. I agree. But you wouldn't let that stop you, would you? You wouldn't let that discomfort, that not knowing what to do, that feeling the fear and the doubt, you wouldn't let that stop you, would you? Of course you wouldn't. The answer is no, you would not let that stop you. So for today's show, I want to talk about this staying, like, how do you stay in the game? How do you battle the old beliefs and the old ways and not lose I don't want to say lose your mind because you do kind of want to lose your mind. Your mind is the problem. The stories, the habits, the old beliefs, the past, the memories are the problem. They are. And yet we hold on to them for dear life. We don't want to let go, forgive, close the door on the past, because the mind thinks if I take all that information with me, it's going to keep me safe from it ever happening again. Not true. What it's going to do is assure that it happens again. Because you're clinging to what you don't want. You're clinging to the past. You're clinging to what you're so afraid is going to happen again. And that is why it happens. It's crazy. I know. It's hard. I know. I agree. I'm with you. We're going to do this anyway. In order to change, and to create something you've never had, you are going to have to go through a phase of not knowing how to do it. There's not going to be a definite plan for like every single person that is trying to build a business is going to go through a different journey because it depends on what your past experiences are. It depends on what your future results are. All of us want something different, and all of us have been through something different. So, though there is no exact laid out plan that is 100 certain, guaranteed for any of us. And that would lose the whole zeal of life if there were. Listen, we're playing a game, right? A game. In order for it to qualify as a game, there has to be an end result. There has to be obstacles to overcome that you are going to grow the skill set as you do it. You're not going to know how to do it when you're on the first level, when you're on the first round, because you've never done it before. But you're going to keep doing it and keep doing it. And before you know it, you're going to be on level 8. But remember where you have to start. Every time you fall, you got to go back to level 1, but you get to keep the experience, the muscles that you grew to get through level 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to get back up to 8. So you don't really start from the ground. You start from the ground with the training, with the experience, with the knowing how. And every time you go back to level 1 and you repeat it, it's easier and easier and easier the very next time. And then before you know it, you just keep getting all the way up. But the problem is trying to get beyond level 1, which is where a lot of you are right now. You haven't made that first 10, 15, 20, $50,000. Hard. You're just like in the mess of like you jump over this and you fall into that, and then you just like die. You lose all 3 lives and you got to start over again. Eventually, you will do it enough times, you will know what not to do, and you'll get more courageous and more brave about what else to try. It's part of the game. It's just part of the game. So I'm wondering, what can I say today that could inspire or motivate or encourage you to know, number 1, you're not alone. Number 2, you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You just don't know how to do this yet. And the only way that you fail, the only way that you don't get the results is if you quit, if you stop. And so, what do you need to tell yourself to feel better about the challenge, to stay in the game, to keep trying? Like, I think of growing a business the same way as I think about learning a new language. Not easy. Don't want to do it. What I speak is fine. This is good enough. I can barely speak English. I barely get my words right. So I sure don't want to go learn something else. And that's kind of what we think about in business. We're like, I ain't doing all that shit. That's too hard. I'm just going to make a few bucks over here. I'm just going to do what I know I could do, what I was good at in the past, what I could do to make a few bucks and make ends meet. That I'm just going to do that because this, no, just not worth it. Too much trouble. And that's what we start to negotiate, those 2 stories. But I want to encourage you today to look at it as something new to achieve. It's bringing this desire that's inside of you to life. You're bringing an aspect to the world that has never been brought before because it's an original. It's coming from you specifically. It's coming from your desire. It's coming from your dream. It's coming from your soul. It's coming from this creative part of you that can only express the way that you do. Don't you love that? I think that's so cool. And if you have a desire to have your own business, especially if it's helping people, I think it's your duty and obligation to figure it out. That desire inside of you was planted inside of you. It's planted inside of me. It's almost like a bad joke, right? It's like, I can't get rid of this. I can't figure out what to do with it. I can't figure out how to win. I'm tired of losing. This is super hard, but I can't put out the fire, can't put out the passion. I really want to help people, and I'm determined to figure out how to make this a business. Got it? I know you. I hear you. I'm with you. I get it, man. It's hard. So what? What are your options? What else will you do? That's what keeps us in the game. So when you are battling these beliefs or you're battling change, I want to give you this one process that I do all the time, all day long. I share it with every client and customer. And that is to just, first of all, pause. Pause and notice the sensation moving through your body. Notice the stories coming out of your mind because your mind tells stories with words and pictures. Your body oozes sensation, emotion, feelings. Got it? Your mind is telling stories, and then your body is reacting and responding to those stories as if it's true. You got to be very careful what you're telling yourself. And the first step to do that is to pause. Just pause and notice. What am I telling myself that is creating these sensations? What am I believing that's instilling this fear and doubt? What am I looking for? Right? You're just noticing, just getting present, and you're watching it play out as if you were removed from it. So you're watching your attitude, your beliefs, your actions. You're watching what you do when you're in these circumstances. And that's it. It's that simple. You're just going to watch. You're going to become the watcher. You're going to start to notice what you're doing, why you're doing it, why you're feeling that way, what were you thinking before? And that if you just learn to live in the presence and awareness, you've come a long way, I promise you. But there's more. The second step is once you pause and notice, now you're going to inquire. So inquire means you're going to ask yourself questions, good questions, questions that are going to lead you to what you want. Don't ask yourself what about all this stuff about what goes wrong. I want you to ask yourself about what could go right. What else is there? What are others doing and they have been successful? What haven't I tried yet? I wonder what else is possible that I haven't even thought of. If you ask high quality questions, you will get high quality answers and you will get them from yourself. You don't need the opinions of other people. You need to inquire inside. This is self inquiry. And you just open to knowing something else. Be very careful about saying, I don't know, I'm confused, I don't understand. Don't ever say that again. Just don't say it. Instead, pause and ask yourself questions. What else is there that I'm not seeing yet? Those questions are going to really expand your mind. I wonder what others have done to achieve this. Is there anyone else out there who has done what I wanted to do or what I want to do now? Those are the questions, the high quality questions that are going to give you the expansion of your mind. It's going to give you creative ideas. And that seed, that seed that's inside of you that wants to express, it's going to start to grow. It's like putting some water in the garden, and it's just going to start to break through the dirt and expand. The next thing is, so first you've paused and now you've inquired and you have a better understanding. You see where you've been thinking negative and now you're thinking positive. You can see where you've been hopeless and now you're hopeful, where you were kind of giving up and now you're inspired. That's what the first two steps are for. And now you're going to start doing something else. You're going to take action. So pause, explore, take action. Okay. This is not bypassing. This is not you like ignoring what's going on because you're taking the steps to first recognize and then identify, explore and identify. Now you're going to take action fast. Like you're going to count 3, 2, 1 or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to count and you're just going to take action. You're going to take action. You're going to go and do something you haven't done before, or you're going to go and do something that you're committed to doing every single day, but you haven't done it enough to get the results. So the third step is to take Massive action. Okay. So you already know what you want, right? You wouldn't be listening to this if you didn't. You know what you want. You want to grow a business. You want to help people. You want to be a leader in wellness. You want to win in wellness. So do we, all of us. And there's nothing that would satisfy you more than being the person who helps someone else. Like, I get it. I know you. I am you. But you have to put these processes into play. Don't just listen. Take the action. Do it. So the pausing and the just noticing, that only takes a few seconds. It's just a moment of awareness. The exploring, the opening, the questioning, the opportunity to see what else is possible, that again is just a few seconds. So you got to do those two things first. And then you are going to take massive action. And you're going to do this several times a day, not just once, not just once a week. You're going to do this every day, multiple times a day. So I'm wondering, would you like an example? That's usually what everyone's asking for. It's going to have an example of what do you mean by that? So imagine the way that it used to be before you listened to this. You are thinking about what's not working. I don't have enough clients. Nobody's responding to my social media. I haven't sold the client like yet, or maybe I didn't meet my goal last month, or it doesn't look like I'm going to meet my goal this month yet. Like when you're thinking things like that, you are reinforcing to yourself that it's not possible. So that is what you have to stop. Stop doing that. But you can't stop doing that until you notice you are doing it. So I just want to bring to your awareness that a lot of the stories that you tell are predicting your future. Quit telling those stories. Quit talking about what's not working. And for God's sakes, get rid of the memories. Like, quit holding them and then using them against yourself. Just be willing to let the past be the past. Be willing to let that go. Don't bring it forward with you. Look at it. Noted. Got it. Then let it go. And when you're going into the inquiry phase, which is step 2, make a list of questions. As you come up with these new questions, make a list, put it in the notes of your phone, and keep asking them over and over and over. And when you notice yourself saying, why isn't this working? Cut it. Immediately cut it. And come back to, I wonder what else would work. I wonder what else I haven't tried. I wonder what else other people are doing. So using the word wonder and curious, I'm curious. I'm curious what else. I wonder what else. Those words are going to like, bing, unlock your mind and allow you to get more creative. And then the next thing is, again, make a list of the things that you need to take action. Maybe it's sending an email, posting on social media, reaching out to a friend, following up with someone I talked to last week, jumping in direct message to talk to someone who's commenting on my social media. Oh, I haven't checked back with my neighbor in a while. Oh, maybe my friend knows someone who would hire me. Maybe I can ask her for some referrals. Maybe I'm going to engage with my social media. Like I'm going to engage with my community. I'm going to get people excited about what I do because I'm going to share my excitement. And that naturally is going to excite other people. Make a list ahead of time. So whenever you're doing the process, you're just filling in the blank. And you could come up with like 5 or 10 of these things. So it's whenever you're asking yourself the question, just make a list in the notes of your phone and then check off the ones that work the best. You're like, oh, that one gave me a lot of ideas. Use it again and again and again. And then you can say things like, and what else? And what else? And I wonder what else. Listen, everything that you control and manipulate in the mind, in the mindset part, everything that you dictate and predict for yourself is what you will create. So you want to cut out the things that scare you, the things that you're afraid are going to go wrong. Cut them out. Notice them first. Close the door. Stay between the railroad tracks. Like don't venture off and just keep trucking along. Coming back to presence, asking questions of inquiry, and then taking a new action. Finding something. I promise you the biggest problem for most of you is you're not taking enough action. The reason you're not taking enough action is because you're not getting the results you want. But you're not realizing that the reason you're not getting the results you want is because you're going to take more action. It's not going to get better because you stop taking action. So be very careful about your results. Use them for you, not against you. So if you don't have the results you want, take more action. Don't beat yourself up with the results that you're not getting. All right, this is a lot to do with mindset today. So I want to invite you to come to the Holistic Wellness Community on School. We are loving it, super engaging. We are right at 60 members now. Our first week, we're crazy excited about that. We've been doing, I did onboarding call. I'm showing other people how to open their school accounts. So come in there, introduce yourself. I'll send you a private message. We'll do a personal one-on-one onboarding call with you so you can know what's going on. I'm loving it. I think it is going to be a really positive thing that a lot more people are going to embrace because the engagement is so good and it's very easy to use. And we are talking everything holistic wellness. So if you're a mind, body, energy practitioner, massage therapist, anybody in the wellness space, coaches, I would love to see you in there. We want to make a connection with you and create our own resource and ecosystem where we can find practitioners that have been approved that can come in and introduce themselves and engage and kind of vet your practitioners. And it is international. And we want to grow this to, I'm not even going to say the number out loud because that's just one of those things I got to write to myself. But we got big plans. So come join me there. Let me know and let me know that you've arrived by introducing yourself. And that's where I'm going to be doing a lot of free stuff.
Thanks for listening to this episode of More Than Mindset.